Gentlemen, may I have your attention, please? The show starts in 10, 9, in 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go.
Good evening, everyone. A very warm welcome to all of you to today's most awaited panel discussion on a theme that truly defines our times: power, protection, and people, the next frontier in tech. Technology today is not just about innovation, it's about impact, powering the world responsibly, protecting what matters most, and empowering people to lead change. And this discussion brings together leaders from diverse domains to explore exactly that. We are honored to have with us a distinguished panel of experts: Mr. Paramveer Singh, Dr. Jayanta Panda, Mr. Jembu Kailash KK, Dr. Madhav Negi, Dr. Dilip Kumar Mishra, and Dr. Niranjan Kumar Ray. We are also delighted to have with us two bright young minds from KIT University representing the student community. Please welcome Ms. Arundhati Chaudhary and Mr. Prangshu Mandal. They will be joining the conversation by asking thought-provoking questions to our esteemed panelists, adding a student's perspective to this exciting dialogue. I now request Dr. Dilip Kumar Mishra, sir, and Dr. Niranjan Kumar Ray, sir, to please come on the dais. I also welcome Ms. Arundhati and Prangshu. Let's begin by meeting our eminent panelists for today. To start off, I invite Mr. Paramveer Singh, representing Cyber Dojo. He will be speaking on cybersecurity challenges in a digitally connected world.
Okay, hello. I'll first of all like to confirm if I'm audible.
Yes, sir. Yeah.
Okay, perfect. Just give me a second. I'll be putting up my presentation on the screen. Okay, yeah. Wait a second. Okay, yeah. So, hello everyone. And actually, we at CyberDojo are currently celebrating the Cybersecurity Month, which is the month of October itself. And it actually felt very fitting, right, to be able to be a part of this day, of this IEEE day, to talk about cybersecurity on the Cybersecurity Month on this day. So, I'm very delighted, which is exactly why we actually have a gift for all the IEEE students at the end of this presentation. But yeah, we'll go to it when the time comes, right? So, the topic at hand, cybersecurity challenges in a digitally protected world. Right. This world of ours that we are seeing that is evolving every single day, it has a lot of challenges that keeps coming at a very fast pace. Am I audible? I think there was a glitch.
Yes, yes, sir. Now you're
Just want to
audible.
confirm once again. Okay. Thank you. Thank you. So, the challenge. There are a lot of challenges to talk about, and I cannot talk about every one of them. There are way too many. But there are a few that I would specifically like to focus on. The first one of them is the human element, right? The people, us, the employees, we, the human element. It does not matter if you talk about today, 100 years back, 200 years back, or 1,000 years back. The human element is going to constantly be the biggest constant throughout our entire human existence, right? It does not matter how much a company invests into complex tools, how much money they have to throw at all of their problems. If their employees, if their own people don't know what needs to be done and what needs to be avoided, that security is for nothing. So the human element is either going to be every organization biggest strength or biggest weakness. And we all know about this, right? That phishing and social engineering. Phishing, as we all know, is making a fool of someone through sending an email, right? कहते हैं उसको बेवकूफ बनाना, as we all know. But point is, every single attack that we talk about, the majority of attack that happens on our planet, majority of them happen through social engineering. So based on stats, based on attack that we see in our daily lives, the human element remains to be the biggest weakness we have, and it remains to be the biggest challenge, and it will constantly be the biggest challenge till the end of human existence, especially in the cyberspace. The other challenge that I want to talk about is interconnectivity. We all know about this. The world is becoming more and more interconnected every single day. Right. I mean, we all use the internet. All of us use the internet, whether it be students,
This
whether it be
meeting is
faculties,
being recorded.
whether it be the students, whether it be faculties, we all use the internet. And we use our same Google account to log in into multiple platforms, multiple places. That level of interconnectivity creates opportunities for attackers to attack from different places, right? We all know about this. I would like to take the example of an Apple product, right? If one of you or any of you have used an Apple product in your life, you know that you can use the same Apple ID to log into different Apple products, and all of those Apple products will be interconnected. But in that scenario, if an attacker takes access to one of those Apple products, they can access the data that is linked to other Apple products with the same Apple ID. That is an example of interconnectivity. And that kind of interconnectivity is an example of convenience. We pursue for interconnectivity for convenience, but the more we go for convenience, the more we diminish our security, right? Which is why it is said that the more you go for convenience, the lesser the security. And this interconnected nature of the world creates that problem on a bigger level with every passing day, right? Like right in this presentation, the last part talks about cloud and IoT security. Our IoT devices nowadays are connecting throughout our infrastructures, right? I mean, we all have, let's say, smart fridge or smart TVs. Every one of those devices are capable of connecting to your networks. So if a attacker want to take access to your network, it doesn't need to do it through your smartphones or through your laptops. It can use those IoT devices to gain access, right? So this interconnectivity, it brings convenience, but it diminishes security. So this interconnectivity becomes a massive challenge on the cybersecurity entire field, let's say. And the last challenge that I want to talk about is the ever-changing landscape. The cybersecurity landscape is now evolving faster than ever. Every single passing day, there is some kind of new artificial intelligence tool that is capable of either automating an existing task or completely taking over an existing role in a company. It is hilarious. The change is so fast that it seems to be out of control. Fact is, even artificial intelligence professionals don't exactly know how exactly their algorithms are working. They are simply feeding data to these particular algorithms and expecting an outcome. So this changing landscape also is not in our control, which creates, even a bigger problem in our hands. Right. Plus, nowadays, attackers are using AI to create phishing emails that are more and more believable, to create fake voice calls, to create messages. With this AI going forward every single day, getting better and better, the type of attacks are going to become more and more complicated and, in fact, faster. Nowadays, even a script kiddie, even a normal student can create a complex script using a particular artificial intelligence tool to attack a particular organization. So this ever-changing landscape, especially with the existence of AI, becomes probably the biggest upcoming challenge in the entire cybersecurity phase. Right. Now, thankfully, AI is not only used in bad purposes, it has its positive purposes too. Very recently, there's actually an article, maybe it's on the Hacker News, I believe, but it talks about a particular Google AI that is not only capable of finding vulnerabilities in systems, but also capable of removing those vulnerabilities. So with time, we are now starting to see AI being used in increasing security too. So eventually, it looks like it is going to be a two-way battle, right? Attackers using complicated AI to attack at the other side, and defenders using artificial intelligence to creating defensive measures. So, yeah, I mean, these are the main three challenges that I felt like what very, very important to talk about on this day. And yeah, I mean, those are the challenge. And as I promised at the start of the presentation itself, we at Cyber Dojo currently celebrating cybersecurity. We are especially, very delighted that we got to speak on this particular event, let's say. So we have this particular piece of gift for every IEEE student. And don't worry, this is not a phishing attack. We are not doing a phishing attack on you. This simply will take you to a Google form that will allow you to get access to our cybersecurity platform for this current month of October. Right. So everyone can scan this, send it to your friends. We are okay with it. But this is a gift from our side to all the IEEE students.
Thank you, sir, for that insightful perspective. Now I invite Dr. Jayanta Panda, co-founder of Atharva Cloud Private Limited. He will be speaking on the topic Role of Autonomous Systems in Sustainable Development.
Hello, am I audible and visible?
Yes, sir, yes.
Yeah. Thank you. So you have your, anyway, otherwise I can, I think, share my screen also. Just a minute if I can.
Yes, sir, we can share your PPT.
You can share. It is only one slide. Okay. So is my picture not coming correctly? Okay, so first of all, thank you for inviting me to this forum. Although I have a PPT, but I generally speaks in extempo mode. So my topic is, I think, the sustainability autonomous system in sustainable development. So in other words, this is one of my favorite topic. In actually, I also spoke about on the same topic earlier more than 2 times. So anyway, you can share my PPT. So first of all, sustainable development is one of the key aspect for the country like a massive population like in India. So what happens actually when our populations keep growing? So development is one of the key aspect, but making the development sustainable is also one of the another key aspect. For example, I'll tell you, the developed country, let's say, for example, the westernized developed culture, they have adopted certain standards to come to a certain level, up to a certain standards of living and certain standards of their city life. So we as a countryman, when we are continuously keep growing as our population, our incomes and our affordability, all these things are growing, we may not have to follow the same culture and same way what the Western people has followed or the Western countries has followed. So if we talk about the sustainable development, that is what the culture is right now coming up. For example, let's say, sorry, we are talking about I am saying population in Western countries. See how rapidly the vehicle population is keep on increasing in Western countries. Like the number of vehicles per family, per car, per person is very high in Western countries. But in India, if we are going to follow the same approach, it may not be a sustainable development for us because we don't have that pleasure of availability of the fossil fuels or the natural fuels which is available to us. So definitely that is not possible in our country. So that's why if you see, we have very massively adopted EV. Electric vehicle is one of our sustainable development. So this is a very, very classic case of sustainable development. So to develop our society or to develop our the country, instead of adopting fossil fuels or might be hydrogen based or might be fossil fuel based things, this may not be so easy to adopt, or we may not have that resources also available. That's why we as a country decided, let's say we can go to electric vehicles. So for that, government has decided many aspects, like setting up the EV stations in every nook and corner of the city, and also government is taking all the proactive actions for that. So this is one form of sustainable development. By any chance, my PPT is visible to you guys or not yet?
Yes, sir, it is visible.
Okay. So you can go to the page number 2. So similar way, we will be have to face multiple situations, because sustainable development, it is basically for the people and by the people, and definitely we have to protect our planet, and we definitely have to need partnership with the government or the local agency or the regulatory body. And yes, we should have a peaceful life, and definitely we should have the prosperity. So these are all 5 aspects of the successful sustainable development. Similarly, when I talk about go further deeper, then we should have an autonomous level of sustainable development. For example, I gave an example of like how this EV can be help us in a sustainable development. Similarly, another very scarce resource is water. So in the current situation, India is one of the country which is having highest amount of rain and highest amount of clean waters available in this country, or in this country definitely. And we are very much blessed about it. But as of now, we have not adopted a sustainable way, like how these water resources can be very effectively managed, very effectively stored, and it can be reused, or the water recycling. So this type of mechanism as of now, although it is not part of the government, at some parts it is the government regulation has already come up, but we as a responsible citizens or as responsible society people, we have to adopt it as a practice, and we have to make it automatize. For example, let's say we are having a very large hostel. In fact, you can imagine about yourself. We should have some level of automation. Like, for example, if a day I am using 100 liter of fresh water, I should produce at least 80 liter or 60 liters of recycled water. That level of autonomy we should have to inbuild in our system. Then only this planet will be sustainable. Similar way, let's say in my hostel, if I am using 10 units of electricity in a day for my cooling activity, that, I should have a mechanism, automated mechanism, like at least I should have 40 to 50% of energy generated from the natural energy or natural resources like solar or water, or from any of these resources. I should be able to generate those energies. So what I mean to say, these are some of the classic examples I am giving about autonomous way of becoming sustainable developed country. So like this, there are many examples like that. So sustainable development will be really sustainable when we add autonomy into this. Means it should be self-driven. So for that, we have to make a system available for that, and we have to build a system, and we have to create a mindset. And I think that's all what I wanted to convey. And I will stop here. It is over to you. If you have any questions, I will love to answer it. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. We truly appreciate your valuable insights. Now I invite Dr. Madhav Negi, Chief Growth Strategist, BSAC. He will bring a human-centered perspective with a talk on the human factor, skills for the tech-driven future.
Hi everybody, I am audible, visible.
Yes, sir.
If you can upload my presentation. So my name is Madhav Negi. I am a volunteer with IEEE for since 2003, and I'm currently visually impaired, and I've had the good fortune of visiting the recent IEEE activity at KIIT. It's very nice. Are you able to get the presentation up and running? If you can start showing it.
Excuse me, sir.
Yeah.
Actually,
I
you're
had
not
put it into
visible.
the WhatsApp group, so I thought they should be able to get it going. They are not.
You're not visible, sir.
I am not visible. अरे थोड़ी देर पहले तो ठीक था. Okay, that's very funny. I am visible
Yes,
now.
sir. Yes. Now you're visible.
So system of systems, 3-4 systems, something went wrong. Am my face visible or?
So your face is not visible?
Okay, my apologies. Now,
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
are you able to get my presentation up and running and displayed?
Yes, sir. Just a minute. We'll share. You can start now.
So I'm going to give you a presentation that I made in 2043. So Bhubaneswar Smart City project was designed in 2035 and became active in 2040. It was called Sarla. It was a very complex system involving all the cities' electric grid system, water distribution system. It had a lot of data integration points all over the city. And it was called Sarla. So this was made using AI, and it was very effective initially. the complex smart system was built using AI, and over 5 years since it got went operational, the AI algorithms took over, and the creators really did not know. If you could go back to the first slide itself. Yeah. So, and if you could put it in show mode, that will be very nice. You know how to put it in slideshow mode, right? So complex, as you can understand, it's a very complex system, smart city project. You have layers and layers of information and systems. You have sensors at the bottom level. So for example, the sensor that monitors the water level inside a water storage tank through which water is distributed. If it falls below a certain level, then it starts to kick open the pumps. Then there are centralized monitoring who are monitoring the overall water capacity, the sustainability aspect also, as Dr. Panda also just mentioned. So that is also being monitored. If there is a crisis in such a system, where do you start? How do you resolve this issue? How do you pinpoint which system is the problem in? And obviously, the traditional debugging methods will not work now, right? So if you go on to the next slide now. So this is the Sarla crisis that happened in 2043. So as you can see, there's a grid optimization that needed to be done. And so what view you are seeing is the view of the presenter, and it is going on to the slide. Anyway, so let's proceed. So the distribution network was analyzed, and Kalinga Tech Solutions, a company formed by former students, PhD scholars, and faculty of the Kalinga Institute of Technology, in the KIT, Kalinga Industrial Institute of Technology. They were called in to perform the solution thing. So obviously, they were put up a multidisciplinary team consisting of civil engineers, mechanical engineers, electrical engineers, computer scientists, data scientists, and AI engineers. So this complicated team got together to resolve the issue. There was one person, he had a bright idea that he was able to isolate and get all the sensor readings around the Lingraj. The cities, as you can see the diagram, it is distributed into various sectors. One of the sector around the Lingraj temple, he was able to isolate and get all the data. And after going through all the systems, a very detailed analysis, they realized there's nothing wrong in the system. How is that possible? So why is it not functioning properly? What they realized is that the AI system was maximizing the grid for efficiency, but it was not optimizing for the human element. Right? If you click next, or if you click yes, so it was not optimizing for the human element, which is the fact that every human should get certain amount of as a rights. Minimum viability of utilities has to be there. So that is where they found out, and then once they found the issue, obviously because the AI had grown because of its own AI learning, they had to go back to the root programs on which the AI algorithms are coded, and they had to add in the threshold values for minimum human angle viable utility thresholds. And then once they rectified it, again the problem got resolved. So instead of the water get power, water, all that it became optimized. So people in lower consumption areas did not get power failures, and they got enough water, and so on and so forth. The entire city distribution center system was again recovered. So the whole thing was, everything worked. Only issue was the AI in optimizing its grid efficiency. It forgot the human element. So if you go to the next slide, this is where comes in the next skills for the next 20 years. If you go to the next slide. So how was this problem resolved? Systems will become so complex. Can you go to the next slide? Systems become so complex, you have to have a systems-oriented thinking. Because as you can see, a smart city is a system of systems. You have to have mental agility
The recording has stopped.
Okay, is my voice coming through? The next slide didn't come up. So there are three aspects which are very important in the next human skills. I'm assuming that tech skills are there. Cyber security skills in productions, as Parmeshwar Singh ji just mentioned, is all there. But what is element is the fact that you have to debug from a system of systems thinking approach. It's
Sir,
not just, yeah.
sir, yeah, actually, Paramveer here. The other, the IEEE accounts actually just left the meeting. I don't know why.
ठीक है.
Yeah.
Thanks.
वही
Thanks for-
वही वही मैं बोला, आप बोले ना जाओ.
नहीं, और मेरे को दिखता काम है. I only have sight in this vision about 10%. So good you told me, because I'm already operating from a magnified screen. I didn't notice that screen went off. उसके पहले they were managed to kick us all out. So rehearsals is something that we need. You know how it is in the
Actually, yeah.
error-free, flawless performance चाहिए आपको. And especially
हाँ.
with multinational clients, ऐसी छोटी मोटी गड़बड़ों से सब impression खराब हो जाता है. You don't get the contracts.
Yeah, and this was supposed to be. Hello.
सॉरी, मैं थोड़ा बीच में इंटरप्ट किया. परमवीर, ये क्वेश्चन आपके लिए है. एक्चुअली मैंने पिछले बार जब IEEE का हुआ था इवेंट, मैंने
हाँ
जो
जी.
आपका MD है उनके साथ बात किया था. एक्चुअली मैंने उनका कार्ड कहीं पे खो दिया.
ओके.
ठीक है, मेरे को थोड़ा उनका कांटेक्ट चाहिए. मैं थोड़ा आउट ऑफ कंटेक्स्ट जाके बोल रहा हूँ. ठीक है.
ना ना, कोई बात नहीं. मैं आपको व्हाट्सएप पे आपको सेंड करता हूँ.
हाँ, मेरा नंबर मैं यहीं पे टाइप कर दे रहा हूँ,
Yeah.
आपको दिख जाएगा.
The IEEE account is back right now. I think we'll be able to continue now.
हाँ, ये मेरा नंबर है. आप थोड़ा मेरे को उनका नंबर भेज दीजिएगा. आपको
ठीक है
दिख रहा
सर.
है? मैं चैट विंडो में भेजा है.
हाँ
We
जी, हाँ जी.
had some internet issues. Sorry for the inconvenience. I request
हाँ, ठीक है.
Dr. Madhav Negi sir to continue with his talk.
Okay. So we all understood the Sarlacc crisis that happened in 2043. We understood the complexity of the systems thinking required. And by that time, we have sufficient backup systems, and our quality of networks is also good, that we don't face these kind of network drop issues then. So the system all worked across the city. The real issue was the system wasn't designed from a human-centric point of view. So these are the three skills which are really required going in the future. You need to have a system of systems thinking, which requires a lot of mental agility. So you have to be continuous learners. What you learn today, maybe the half-life period of that is maybe just 3 years. Yeah, okay, good. So if you can go into the show mode. So you need to have cognitive agility, right? So it may be possible that there's no error in the systems or in the feedback loops that are there, which power the AI. We have to assume our assumptions could be faulty, right? So this requires a very systems thinking approach. Then the next thing that you require is social intelligence. The complexity of systems will be so much that individuals cannot resolve it. You need teams to resolve it. You need teams of experts, not one team. You need teams of experts to resolve it. So you need a lot of social intelligence to be there, so that you can resolve the issues and the human challenges, and the ability. It's not just a system of systems, but it is the team of teams also that comes into play. So communication, trust, these are some of the issues that we must know. And I'm not sure what screen is coming. Yep. And then most important, given the so we have social intelligence, and we need, of course, ethical judgments. So the systems that we are designing today, they are well known to be having some issues. which are typically the human-oriented biases. And so the future human systems, we have to make sure that they're ethical, they take in the human angle. And for that, we need to have human skills, critical thinking, and human-centric design. We should not get so lost in the engineering aspects that we forget the human in the angle, because as was just explained, a lot of automation can be done by the AI, but if the AI is not guided, is not trained to accommodate the human factors, then we are in a soup. So these are the three, to summarize, these are the top three skills besides your technical skills that you have. You need to have cognitive agility. You should be able to shift your frames of mind very fast, understand, look at it from a 360-degree perspective. You need to have social intelligence, because you're going to working with a lot of humans and machines to resolve the issues. Then you will also need to make sure that everything is coming in from the human angle point of view. The systems can do work, but have they got the human interest at heart is where you have to design systems, and that ability will be very good in future. So at this point, I rest my presentation. Thank you. Back to you.
Thank you, sir, for that enlightening talk. Now, I would like to invite Dr. Dilip Kumar Mishra, sir, Assistant Professor, KIT University. He will be speaking on the topic Tech for Good, Driving the Energy Transition.
Yeah. Good evening, everyone. Dear panel members, students, I think faculty members is not here. Okay. And the students or the researchers join online. So before I begin, I would like to thanks to the KIT IEEE student community member for inviting me here. The today topic is people, power and protection. And under this theme, I would like to talk about the topic which I mentioned here, tech for good, driving the energy transition. So it means the technologies we develop that should not be in a commercialized way. So, but the thing is that, so if we can go for in commercialized way, that should be okay. But if we can help to our planet or to the society in various way, that could be more significant, so that we can help people from in like the energy in the future, then only energy sector technology or the system technology into the ahead. Like maybe few years decade, we don't have the enough resources fossil fuel, but at that point of time, if we have the renewable energy, then we definitely sustains our technology. Equity means everybody should access the electricity within an affordable way, which is called energy equity. And sustainability be everybody know that sustainable kind of things, as well as wind. The second point highlighted here, the digital systems. And because we are in the era of smart and digital technology era, so which is the nervous systems of the energy transitions. Energy transition is very, very important with the help of digital technology. And third is the revolution concept, which is called the electric vehicle. So electric vehicle is not not just about the car. There are many ways to contribute to our society, either in terms of climate change, net zero house, reductions, or sustainable e-transportation from one area to another area that can greatly contribute to the sustainability as well as the climate change. Eventually, we can contribute to the net zero emissions by 2050 in case of United States, but for India, the target is 2070. Last but not the least, the having the the technology with the battery, because battery is the critical component of EV. If we don't have the battery, then we cannot think about the electric vehicles. Once there is a battery, that can greatly contribute to the energy systems as well as the sustainable transportations. So every technology behind is the manpower or the workforce. So if we can have a great workforce with skilled labor or the skilled workforce, then we can easily integrate all this technology to make the energy transition in a very good way. So that's why I mentioned here engineering a resilient, secure, and the people centric. That means whatever the technology we are developing, if it is a human centric or the people centric, then only the systems can be a good way. And last but not the least, the resilience I have mentioned here. If we design a systems that can cope against any kind of event, that event can be severe weather, that event can be the cyber attack, if that can cope with this kind of event, that systems can be called as a resilient. And having said that, we need that kind of systems so that the entire energy sector should be resilient, secure, as well as sustainability. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir, for your insightful overview. And finally, we have with us Dr. Niranjan Kumar Ray, Associate Professor, KIT University. He will discuss on NGN, that is the Next Generation Network.
Good evening, all the panelists present here and all the panelists on joining through online modes, student delegates, and IEEE volunteers. So, my topic will be based on next generation technology. So, when we are telling about the next generation technology, we have to think about the past, present, and futuristic point of view. And already we have faced recently that we have some limited internet connectivity. So our next generation technology or networks should be connectivity hour, because when we are telling about the different connectivity, even if we are increasing our computing capability in the recent times, but connectivity is a major concern for many networking technology. So why it is a problem? Because there are lots of issues associated with it. Some of the networks and nodes suffer with symmetric, asymmetric links. Some are connectivities hurdles through different types of obstacles presents. Different physical issues are associated with the objects. So looking at all these things, and due to presence of different type of devices, or what we are telling at heterogeneous devices, if you look, the next generation technology will be consisting of different type of network, starting from your packet data network, PDN, to cellular different type of networks, to software defined networks, and you can say NDN, terrestrial and LTE, volts, and virtual private networks. And we are in the present generation of 5G. So objective of the 5G is how to overcome the present connectivity challenges, how to cover different areas, how to focus on the quality of service, how the coverage area will, with less coverage area, why the data throughput, all these things improved. So all these technology or standards working together, like starting from GSM to 3GPP, 5 generation partnership project, and beyond all these things, if in the recent future we will look at the different 6 generation or 5 generation beyond. So if we'll think about all this technology, objective will be how to enhance the connectivity and how to reachability, so that different types of network can get integrated together to support different type of higher data speed without any without any obstacles or less obstacles. So in the next 10 to 20 years, we can have the presence of or integration of terrestrial network and non-terrestrial network. And with before 4G, there was some less integration of all these terrestrial, non-terrestrial network. But with the presence of 5G, this gap is decreasing, and we hope in the next 6th generation network, it will overcome. So lots of issues and challenges are with existing networks, and this new generation networks will overcome and try to overcome majority of things. And this purpose of ubiquitous computing or computing at the doorstep through different gadgets, devices will be available. And these major challenges what we people are facing, that is connectivity, we don't have a control over the connections. This will be, I think I have covered all this thing. Otherwise, okay. So this is the fifth generation partnership project. This is the project for fifth generation project. Previously it was 3GPP. This is the different type of 5G use case. You heard about that aeroplane mode, flipped mode communication. This is another concern. And the people will get even anywhere they will go, the connectivity will go along with them. Then these are the different ecosystems, starting from Wi-Fi, mobile ecosystem, satellite ecosystem, LTE, 5G, or integration of all these things. And it will speed up to 20 Gbps plus. So we have the combination of different satellite communication and terrestrial communication. These are the ecosystem consisting of different LEO satellite, geo satellite, MEO satellites, all multiple constellation satellites, and different types of fleet modes, all connectivity through LTE and other type of networks. 3GPP standards are there. Beyond 3GPP, we have different application domains are there. And this is what we are telling 4G, and before the objective was there is little or no integration of connectivity. With 5G and beyond 5G, we have moving towards the partial integration, and we are expecting with 6G and beyond, this integration can be integrated together so that the target of achieving a higher speed with less obstacles, with higher accuracy and throughput will be achieved. Thank you for this.
Thank you, sir, for your valuable thoughts. Now, to make this session even more interactive, let's bring in some student perspectives. I'd like to invite Ms. Arundhati Chaudhary to pose her questions to our panelists.
See, excuse me. See,
Yes, sir.
so I have a topic to speak actually. You never invited me actually. Is it, it is not required or powering the future?
Yes,
It's
sir.
not
Yes,
required.
sir.
I don't want to speak actually, but it's not required.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Sorry, sir.
Because I am waiting from these things.
Okay. Now we have with us Mr. Jembu Kailash KK, sir, representing L&T, an organization known for shaping the nation's engineering future. He will be talking on powering the future, batteries, and beyond. Yes, sir. Please start.
I'm sharing that. You're able to see my screen?
Yes, sir. It's visible.
Is it I'm audible, visible?
Yes, sir. Yes.
Okay. Anyway, thank you. Anyway, I had to remind you, no problem. So, good evening to all, and good evening to all panel members, respected faculty members, and dear IEEE students members. It's my pleasure to be in with such a bright young minds who will shape the future of technology. I have witnessed one remarkable truth is that the future of energy is not just the future is not just about generation, but about storage is the future actually. Yeah. Now, 1 second. Okay, so for many years, power generation was the subject actually, big power plants, massive grids, high voltages. And today the real challenge or the real issue is that how we can store the energy. Now, what is the necessity of storing of battery? Why at all we should store the energy? One is that solar power plant dies with the sunset. Wind energy stops when the breeze rests. Electric vehicles stall without reliable batteries. So storage shifts surplus energy from when it is made to when it is needed, flattening peaks and filling valley. So the for the grid to grid resilience with the large scale penetration of intermittent nature of renewable energy resources such as solar and wind power, oscillations are created and electrical power system frequency and voltage, which creates lot of grid disturbances. One of the solution is battery storage. So the question is no longer how do we produce energy. We already know that. So the real question is how do we store it, move it, and use it smartly. That is it's a challenge now actually. Now energy storage, generally the matrix is that energy density is how we yardstick to measure the energy storage. So how much energy a battery can store relative to size and the power density and cycle life, safety. These are the parameters. Generally, we measure it energy storage system. So it's not working. It's not moving. I don't know.
Sir, you can click on the slide.
Yeah, so this is, yeah, it's them. So now it is visible. So why it's not moving? I don't know. So from fuels to batteries, energy density, if you can see that for a gasoline or petrol, the energy density is 12,000 watt-hour per kilogram. That is how we measure it. But when it comes for a hydrogen, it is 30,000 watt-hour per kilogram. But a lead-acid battery is 30 watt-hour plus kilogram. And for a lithium and batteries around 250. So now we can see the difference. If you see a petrol, it is 12,000, and when it is a battery, it is only 350 for a lead acid battery. So now still the petrol has got a high level of energy density compared to any of the batteries, etc. So now let us see battery technology. We have got a different battery technology: lithium ion, solid state, sodium ion, flow batteries, hydrogen fuel cell, etc. So if you see lithium ion has got around 150 to 270 watt-hour per kilogram, but solid state is nothing but in the lithium ion. If you are using a solid state things as a electrolyte, it is a solid state battery. So solid state is the high efficient batteries, and sodium ion, it is energy density is less comparatively. Flow batteries further less. But hydrogen has got a good hydrogen, the energy density. So cycle life is also almost 2,000 to 5,000, but flow batteries has got a very high cycle life. The thermal stability is for a lithium ion is moderate, and also for hydrogen is moderate, but all other solid state, sodium, flow batteries, etc. has got a very high actually. So generally the lithium ion batteries can be used in EVs, and solid state generally for high-end EVs, etc. But sodium ion generally we use for generally storages like grid energy storage, utility scale, etc. But hydrogen can be used for basically for hydrogen fuel for a heavy transport system. Now, lithium ion in different families are there. So in that NMCA, nickel NMC or NCA family, which has got a high energy density, which is costly, but it requires good thermal management. And LFP is another variety, which has got a great safety, but long life, but lower cost, but lower energy density is there. LTO, which is lithium titanium oxide, ultra fast charge, a long life, but it's a low voltage and low energy density. So now we have to select according to our usage what kind of battery you want to go actually. So another next near-term advances are sodium ion is another battery, and sodium ion is available plenty actually. Sodium is available plenty and cost are cheaper also compared to lithium ion batteries, but its energy density is less. But they have got a hydrogen silicon graphite blend anodes, which is high, just got a very good energy density. And another concept is the recycling or the batteries. So we can reuse the batteries, and we can use the second high silicon anodes, or I mean, the recycling and second life batteries are key for sustainability. Recycling recovers valuable metals like lithium and cobalt, while second life batteries can power solar backup or telecom system for 5 to 10 more years, reducing the waste and carbon print. So overall, the focus is on lower cost, higher performance, and more sustainable batteries, making the whole system smarter and cleaner. And got stuck up. So, in fact, the power electronics plays a major role in battery management, etc. So, a battery is usually without intelligent power conditioning. Every storage system requires the converters, battery management system. In fact, 40% of battery failures are due to poor thermal and power electronic design. And many times the electronics, if it is a ripples contents are very high, it may affect the battery, heat of the battery, etc. So always we blame the chemistry of the battery, but this in fact the poor, I mean, the electronics also plays a major role actually in that battery management. And solid state battery, as I told you, it is electrolyte is solid, and the anode is lithium metal, but it has got energy density 30 to 50% higher than your conventional lithium ion batteries. It's okay, it has got different challenges in terms of cost, etc. And beyond batteries, other storages like super capacitors are the storage things, and flow batteries, and hydrogen fuel cells, and thermal gravity storage, etc. Which is many of them, some of them are old technologies coming into new phases, actually, etc. So, what role will you play as a future engineers? So, as an engineer, you can play battery thermal management is good opportunities are there for engineers. Power electronics for EV and charging stations. Battery management system is now it is coming up, and in a big way actually. State of the of charge and health estimation of algorithms, recycling and second life battery applications, AI integration with smart grid. These are all the areas where good opportunities for engineers. And the future belongs to those who store energy smartly, use it efficiently, and deliver it sustainably. Batteries are not just components; they are the heartbeats of the modern world. So let us engineers power the future, not just with the volts and watts, but with the vision and wisdom. Thank you so much for giving this opportunity. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir, for your for sharing your valuable insights with us today. And we are truly sorry for the inconvenience and making you wait for so long. So now, to make this discussion even more interactive, let's bring in some students' perspectives also. I'd like to invite Ms. Arundhati Chaudhary to pose her questions to our panelists.
Good evening, everybody. So, I would like to thank all of my co-panelists for sharing such valuable information. First, my question would be to Jayanta sir, that how can full autonomy be truly achievable, and that to sustainability without human oversight?
So you are saying without human intervention?
Yes, sir.
Okay, good question. This is a really engineering skill is required over here. So I gave you two examples. Like one is like, let's say how we can preserve the water. See, if you see from the engineering perspective, we have a very general tendency. You dug up a bore well and just start sucking water from that bore well. How much you are drawing per day, how much you are drawing per month, there is no idea. So if you will put a very simple meter, there are water meters nowadays, mechanical type, electronic type, it is available. So if I have to spend around 500 rupees or 1000 rupees money, I will put in my own well. Let's say if in a day, if I consumes more than 1000 liter, it will give a alarm. That itself is a level 1 of the autonomy. It tells you like, yes, this is what I over succeeded, and I need to prevent it, or I need to manage my utilization. It is very simple. And government need not to interfere over here. We as a responsible humans, we have to adopt it. There are many ways of doing this. Even if simply in your house you can do it, in your vehicles you can do it. Like if you start a simple practice, like if I am keeping my vehicle idle for more than 1 minute in a traffic light, I will start switching off my vehicle. That itself is an autonomy. Okay, so that was my quick answer to that. Thank you for your question.
Yes, sir.
This meeting is being
That was a
recorded.
great point, sir.
So if I may
Next, I
add,
have my question for
if I may
Niranjan, sir.
add,
Sir, you mentioned integration across different network types. What technologies will make this seamless integration possible in 6G?
Okay, very good question. Basically, different heterogeneous device, they have to look about the interface functionalities and protocol level. That to be integrated, and in the same time, these protocols, okay, repeating again. So as the all networks consisting of heterogeneous devices, these heterogeneous devices to be seamlessly integrated, different interface should be support for this. In the same time, we need throughput, higher throughput, and our battery is another major concern. All these protocols should be energy efficient. That should be the major concern. And this protocol should be cross layer. It should not be focused on a particular layer. Beyond that, things we have the designer specification. That should be think about it.
I think the meeting is going to end again.
so the free
to focus the answer, but individual, you, for example, right? You want to make sure that everything that you have is secure. One of the first things that you can do, one of the first best practices is simply whenever you are creating passwords, creating complex passwords is a necessity. We all know about it. Another point is never using the same password in different places. Because, for example, my Google password is same as, let's say, my Meta password, my Facebook password, right? Every year we log into multiple new applications. If we use the same password at every single location, it will take just one data breach. Just one data breach in any one of those applications, and that password will be leaked. The attacker will then be able to use that password at every other location where I've used it. Right. So complex password, we all know about it. Never using the same password at multiple places, or you can have categories of passwords at 4 different locations. Another thing, if anything in your emails, right, in your messages sounds too good to be true, it's most probably a phishing email. Besides that, is anybody's trying to pressure you in any given situations, right? It is most probably a phishing email. If anything seems very urgent, it's most probably a phishing email. We already all know about honey traps. If anything looks very improbable, it is most probably a phishing email, right? So these are the few basic things. Besides that, our everyday practices play a huge part in what we do, right? How we use our social medias. Simply double checking everything, double checking your emails, double checking where you are clicking on your social medias. That on itself will probably save you from 80% or 90% of possible cyber attacks. That is how much difference it makes. So those are the first few things you can do. Besides that, there are obviously other best practices like using password managers and password and using authenticators for two-factor authentications and stuff. Few best practices you can follow. This will never get you 100% secure. You can never be 100% secure. That's not possible. But using these things will make you at least 90% secure. So that creates a difference.
Thank you, sir, for clearing my doubt.
As we come to the end of this enriching discussion, on behalf of the organizing committee, I extend heartfelt thanks to all our distinguished panelists for sharing their knowledge and vision, and to our student participants also for representing the voice of the future. A big thank you as well to our wonderful audience for your attention and enthusiasm throughout the session. Let's continue to innovate responsibly, protect passionately, and empower people through technology. Now I invite Amir sir and Vishal JC sir to honor them with the certificates. Now I request everyone to come up on the stage for a group photograph.
Hello. Hello, hello, hello. Guys, please settle down. Hello, guys.
Anybody there in the room?